I'm Liz Scissors. Today we're going to be talking about some brushing technique to help you be more effective in your brush out, as well as making sure that you are being appropriate in how you handle the dog's coat and their body when you're brushing. There are many different brushes you can choose to use. You always want to make sure that they are appropriate to the coat as well as appropriate to the job. If you have a dog that has very thick coat, that has short, dense undercoat, you're going to pick a different brush than a breed that has long hair that tangles and has less undercoat. However, it gets trapped in that coat and creates tangles and mats. So we just want to make sure we're appropriate. The other thing you always want to make sure you're doing is make sure you're using a brush out spray. You don't ever want to use a brush on a dog dry. The reason you don't want to do dry brushing is because you are going to create a very strong possibility of making more mats. And what I mean by that is that if there is no elasticity in the coat with moisture, you're going to cause breakage. When you cause breakage, the hair shafts are now jagged and they are going to get caught around other hairs, and that is going to create tangles which turn into mats. So we don't want to cause any more problems than we have to. They're already mad enough on their own. So make sure you're using a brush out spray and the appropriate brush for the job. The technique part of it is you really want to make sure that whatever area you are working on, you pick sections and you work on them till they're done. And you also want to make sure that you are bracing the skin in the area that you are working on. What I mean by that is put yourself in the position of the dog. If your parent came up to you, if you had long hair and they came up to you and they started brushing your hair and they took the brush and they went to the top and they just dragged through, it's going to pull your scalp. It's also going to pull the hair and it's going to hurt, as well as because it's pulling my skin, it's not as effective of a pull. So therefore, it's very, very likely that you're going to miss some things. So when you take a brush and you are using it, if you just put the brush in the coat and you pull, see how the skin pulls with? That's uncomfortable for him. It also means that if I pull through, the likelihood of me missing undercoat is very high. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we're being effective. So how you are effective is you're going to make sure that the area that you are working in, you brace the skin above that area. Then you drag through. Notice how the skin doesn't move at all. Notice how he's not reacting because I'm no longer tugging on him. And I can feel that I'm getting right down to the skin very, very easily. So make sure that you are not only not doing this business on the dog, but you are bracing, holding, being effective in every area, and work in small sections. You also are going to make sure that you lift the coat on the hair on these legs, and you're going to work from the bottom up, and you're going to work in very small sections as you move up. You want to make sure that you are not over brushing. You don't want to put too much pressure. If you are having to really put pressure, you're going to end up damaging the coat as well as hurting the skin. So make sure you're paying very close attention, work in small sections quickly, move up the leg, run it back through, and then double check your work with your comb. But make sure that you are always bracing that skin and that coat ahead of where you're working. And then it no longer is now tugging. It's going to be much more effective, and you're going to just move your way up through those legs, no problem, or the body. That is the best way to brush out your dog. I hope that this has helped you. And if you want more information about me, just go to lizsizzers.com, and I hope to see you on the next one.